YouTubers. This is my follow-up video after I self-surrendered my Hellcat. Everybody knows I purchased from Towbin Dodge here. This is my 2015 Challenger RT, car I've never had a problem from. So the Hellcat's gone. The Hellcat was dropped off at Chapman Dodge, and I've been paid by FCA Corporation, and everything's good there. So like I stated, I would give a follow-up video, which this is it. And I wanted to explain a few things, because a lot of people, a lot of reviewers left some questions. They didn't quite understand a few things. So the main question was, why would I buy another Dodge Challenger? Well, this car works for me. That Challenger I had was the third one. It was a great car, other than the issues it had. This car has been a great car. I like this car. I always wanted the Hellcat because of the power that it has. No other manufacturer creates a car with that much horsepower. This car is 4 seats, a good trunk. I'm happy with this car. A lot of people asked the question, why would you buy a car that pulls to the right? Did you not test drive the car? Well, the answer to that question is no, I did not test drive that car. And I did not test drive this car either. I knew I wanted the car. I didn't see a reason why I should have to test drive it. You're buying a brand new car. You expect the car to have no problems. This car has never once been in the repair shop for any issue that the car has been responsible for. It's a 2015. You know, it's almost 4 years old. Not one problem. So when I go to buy a Hellcat, I see no reason to drive it because I already know I want the car. I can't change anything. The car is exactly what I want, so I did not drive it. So when I did first drive it the first time, yes, it pulled to the right. So take it in, you think you're going to get a normal alignment, the car is going to be fixed, and the rest of the story, as you can see, the car was never fixable. So that's the reason for me picking up a car that pulled to the right. I had no knowledge of pulled to the right when I bought it. Then a lot of people ask me the question, if my attorney said do not drive the car, why would I go against what my attorney wishes and drive that car? Because it is apparent I do have other cars. Well, the answer to that question is I bought that Hellcat for the 707 horsepower that it had. And for me to let it sit for 14 months in a garage and not be used, I just wasn't going to do that. I waited 3 years to buy a Hellcat. I wanted to use that 707 horsepower, and I wasn't going to let it sit. And more importantly, the motivation my attorney had for not wanting me to drive the car was not that it wasn't unsafe. My attorney did not want me to drive that car because he did not want anything to happen to that car. An accident, theft, whatever the case may be, because then the time he spent on my case would have been for nothing. Because obviously, if the car was damaged, he wouldn't have been paid. The case wouldn't have gone through a full, successful lemon law. So for the people that question about that, that was the reason. And when you sign an agreement with an attorney, the agreement has everything in detail. There's nothing extra added on. You can't come back and say, hey, I don't want you to drive the car after you sign an agreement. And that's what this attorney did. After the agreement was filled out, and I have a copy of it here, I'll show you. And this is my 3-page agreement from the first attorney, George West. The entire agreement. This is a retainer agreement, contains the entire agreement between parties included but not limited to the terms, conditions, scope, duration, representation, and the actions. Any other negotiations, promises, or discussions which were discussed or talked about prior to or concurrent with the execution of this agreement are hereby merged into this agreement and are hereby deemed not to have existed. In other words, there are no side agreements between the parties, and anything and everything agreed to between the parties with respect to representation in the action is contained in this agreement. This is dated September 17th. So, an attorney coming after me a day later asking me by phone, will you not drive the car anymore? I'm not really thinking about that, possibly. So again, I clarify it to him, just parking this car all the time is probably not realistic. Okay, Then he states, I thought, this is after the agreement's signed, given that you have other transportation, you're not going to drive the car anymore. I never stated that. There's nothing in writing anywhere. Also, as I said, the attorney, they also get reasonable use offset, so continued use of the car until Chrysler gives notice of the defect will be deducted. I want people to know that is a lie. You're paid on a lemon law car for the first time that car goes in for repair. My Hellcat had 287 miles on it. I was paid for usage from 0 to 287 miles. That was it, even though the car had 7,000 miles on it. I did not pay for that usage. So this attorney is a professional on lemon law cases, is a direct lie. Then he also states, if the car gets into a wreck, it's substantially damaged, your case is gone. That's the reason he did not want me to buy the car anymore. Also, this pulling to the right is a safety issue, and that is how the case is also going to get pled. Making this a safety issue is a huge advantage in these cases if you can claim a safety issue and not just substantially reducing the value of the car. Again, that's reducing the value of the car is a lot. If you continue to drive it when you don't have to, it's very difficult to argue, is it really a safety issue, prejudicing your case. That is a lie. 4 repairs, 4 times in for service, it's an open and shut case. The rest of this is irrelevant. It's been in the shop 4 times, it's not fixed, it's a successful lemon law case. No manufacturer is going to let this go in front of a judge. They're already paying attorney's fees on both ends. They're not going to continue to let it go on and on and on. So I knew this attorney wasn't being 100% honest with me. So then he wants me to hedge my bet, take it in for a 5th repair. And I'm like, you know what? This attorney is slow playing me. Not going to happen. 4 repairs. That's all you get, Dodge. You flew a guy in from Michigan, allegedly. You're not getting a 5th chance. 4 times, that's it. So that's the issue with this attorney here. And then on November 13th, he states, at this point, I need to withdraw his counsel on your behalf. You have not listened to my advice on 2 occasions, because I drove the car twice, and you do not want to prejudice your case. We agreed that you would not drive the Hellcat during the presidency of this claim, because if it gets totaled or in a significant accident, your case is gone. Okay? There's no agreement in writing, verbally, anything that I will not drive that Hellcat. This attorney is dishonest, and that's the reason he quit my case. So, yes, a successful state bar complaint will be filed against this attorney, but that is the issue with this attorney. It's not because the car is a safety issue to not drive it. He didn't want the car to get in an accident so he doesn't get paid. Well, I continued to drive the car, not all the time, but I did drive the car. It was successful, and my attorney at the time did get paid. So I wanted to clarify the attorney's statements because a lot of people had some issues about me continuing to drive that car that's unsafe. Was the car unsafe? Yes, the car was unsafe. You've seen the videos of the car pulling to the right, okay? But that does not mean I cannot hold the car going to the left and keep that car going straight, which I'm totally capable of doing. I've been driving that car for a long time. I know how to drive a car. But the car was never in an accident. That car never hit a curb, never in my possession. So I wanted people to understand that. A lot of people complained about the music. I apologize for that. This is the speakers to the dealership. I couldn't change it. There was only one spot in the shade for my girlfriend to video, and unfortunately, it was close to a speaker. So the wind noise, I can't change that. A little bit of it today. We're trying a little bit better of an effort. Hopefully not covering speakers too much, because the sound needs to get to the speakers. So maybe not cover them so much. Not cover the speaker so much. Littering, I didn't litter. Take your hand off the speakers a little bit. Okay. I didn't litter. I simply returned their property back to them. My license plate frame. It's their property, gave it back to them. Sorry, some people thought it was littering. Lastly, to close this video out, pertaining to Abraham Marquez, and I would like to state that Abraham Marquez does not have any expectations of privacy to his name under the law, because his name is fully visible on every single service repair invoice that I have in full, Abraham Marquez, along with email communications between him, myself, and the dealership. So personally, I feel that Abraham Marquez, the service manager here, if he is a service manager anymore, I'm not really sure. I have no clue why he took the position he took against me. I really wasn't what you would consider an asshole customer. I just wanted my car fixed. Really simple. I was respectful. Like I said, I don't blame Towbin Dodge for the problems I had out of my car. I just blame them for the actions after the fact. And so Abraham Marquez's decision, I couldn't fully explain that. I truthfully has no clue. But what I did find out after I surrendered the car is that the service manager of the dealership, who happened to be Abraham Marquez, could have contacted Stericycle, the third party that handles these returns on these cars, and stated to them, this guy's car has been in the shop 3 times. We cannot fix the car. The car actually has a problem. It's not fixable. He could have, in fact, himself instituted a buyback on the car. But for whatever reason, as a service manager, he chose not to do that. He has his reasons, and I'm sure he's feeling the backlash of it now. Same thing with Towbin Dodge. I never realized that the video I posted would be as extremely popular as it was. But apparently, though, the people have spoken and are sick and tired of being taken advantage by dealerships. Not just in a case like mine, but we all know the way dealerships are, their reputation. This one didn't go as well, and it is clear by the replies I've gotten and the actions people have taken that they are fed up with the way they're treated by dealerships. So again, this is my closing video pertaining to the surrender of my Hellcat. It's gone. A red eye will be in the future, a wide body. You know the reason why I'm going to buy another Dodge car. Can't argue with 797 horsepower. Ford and Chevy, they could talk about it, and they could talk about it for years and years and years. The reality is, Dodge builds the fastest, most popular muscle car in the world, period. It's a badass car. So yes, you'll get some more videos, some new ones with my new car. You'll also get some more videos I've slowly been releasing on my channel. I'm gonna be getting crazy on my Hellcat. And make no mistake, I drove my Hellcat the way Dodge drives the Hellcat in every single one of their commercials. Sideways and smoking the tires. And that's what the car is made for. That's what the car is designed for. And that's why I bought the car. To smoke those rear tires, get sideways, and enjoy that car. So there's my answers. Have a great day, YouTube.